So this is Dr. T.V. Rao, Professor and Principal, DVS Institute of Technology, Kavali. So today I am going to explain regarding energy and perpetual motion mission of first kind. At the same time, today we will discuss steady flow energy equation. Okay. So first topic is energy. Energy is a property of the system. Already in thermodynamics we discussed some properties. Okay. So pressure is a property, temperature is a property, volume is a property. But work is not a property. Work is a path function. Work is not a property. But now we'll see what about energy. So energy is a property of the system. We'll see why the energy we should consider as a property. It is a property. Why we should consider energy as a property of the system. Today we'll discuss. Okay. So for that, so we are taking a cyclic process. So there is a cyclic process between 1 and 2. So a cyclic process means, so the forward process is 1A2 and the reverse process is 2B1. Then, so it constitutes a cyclic process. Okay. So first we'll take a process 1-2. So during this 1-2, during this process 1-2, during this process 1-2, we will apply the first law of thermodynamics. If you apply first law of thermodynamics for path A, so QA equal to delta EA plus WA. So this is the we applied first law of thermodynamics for process 1 for path A. Similarly, for path B also, if you apply the first law of thermodynamics, so QB equal to delta EB plus WB. Okay. So since it is a cyclic process, as for first law of thermodynamics, in a cyclic process, sum of total work done equal to sum of the heat supplied. In a cyclic process, so integral of work done equal to integral of heat transfer. What is the sum of work done? So WA plus WB equal to heat transfer is equal to QA minus QB. Okay. So if you're so then WA minus QA equal to QB minus W, like this. Then so this is Q minus W is nothing but delta E. So therefore delta E equal to delta EA equal to delta EB. So from this what we can understand equal to, so internal energy during path A equal to internal energy during path B. So from this derivation, what we understand equal to, so internal energy during path A equal to internal energy during path B. That means, so path A lo enta internal energy undo, enta energy change undo, ante energy change path B lo kuda undi. Similarly, if you take another cyclic process 1A2 C1, if you take another cyclic process, similarly we can derive that internal energy, the energy change in path A equal to energy change in path C. That means so change in energy during path A equal to change in energy during path B equal to change in energy during path C. Or if you take a cyclic process, the total energy equal to 0. Integral of delta E equal to 0. Okay. So that means energy is not changing with respect to path. So energy is not changing with respect to path. It is a constant in all the paths. That's why energy is not a path function. Energy is a point function. Since it is not a path function, it is a point function. If it is a point function, we can take it as a energy is a property of the system. Or integral of delta E equal to 0. That means EA minus EB equal to 0. Integral of delta E equal to 0. So if any integral equal to 0, if any integral equal to any cyclic integral equal to 0, then it is a path. It is a property. For any property, for any quantity, cyclic integral of particular quantity is 0, then it is called as a property. Okay, like this, we concluded that energy is a property of the system. So energy another the system yokka property. Okay. So coming to the next topic, perpetual motion of first kind. Okay, that means as for first law of thermodynamics, there is a heat transfer, there will be a work done. There is a heat transfer, so heat is converted into work done plus internal energy. That is, now this perpetual motion of first kind, it explains. So this is a perpetual motion. Actually, this concept is not real. It is a fictitious concept. This is some imaginary concept. PMM1 అనేది ఒక imaginary concept. ఇలా ఉంటే ఎలా, అలా అయితే ఇలా, this is some imagination. It's some creation and imagination. So what is that imagination concept? So PMM1 is defined as there can be no mission. There can be no mission. అంటే అలా, సో ఇలాంటి మిషన్ ఉండదు. There can be no mission which would continuously supply mechanical energy without some form of energy disappearing continuously. అంటే సో ఎనర్జీ ఇన్పుట్ లేకుండా ఏ మిషను కంటిన్యూస్గా అవుట్పుట్ని ఇవ్వలేదు. ఓకే ఓకే, సో దెర్ కెన్ బి నో మిషన్ which would continuously supply mechanical energy without some form of energy disappearing continuously, without input, without లేకుండా ఏ మిషను కంటిన్యూస్గా అవుట్పుట్ని ఇవ్వలేదు. అలా ఇచ్చిందనుకో, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ PMM1. అలా ఇవ్వలేదు. ఒకవేళ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెండ్, అలా ఏదైనా ఒక మిషను కంటిన్యూస్గా వర్క్ అవుట్పుట్ని ఇవ్వగలిగితే, కంటిన్యూస్గా ఏ హీట్ ఇన్పుట్ లేకుండా, లేదా హీట్ ఇన్పుట్ ఇచ్చిన హీట్ ఇన్పుట్ కన్నా ఎక్కువ వర్క్ అవుట్పుట్ని వర్క్ని ఇవ్వగలిగితే, సచ్ మిషన్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ PMM1. సో సచ్ ఏ fictitious మిషన్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ perpetual motion mission of first kind. See, so this is a one mission. So here we are giving some heat input and there will be some work. Okay, so without heat input, without heat supply, if it produces work, without heat supply, if it produces work, or so suppose we have supplied some heat, more than heat supply, if it produces more work, such kind of imagination concept mission, we can call it as a PMM1. Not only that reverse also we can take as a reversed PMM1. What is that reversed PMM1 means? Suppose, so the converse of the above statement is also true. Converse means reverse. What is that reverse statement? There can be no mission which would continuously consume work without some form of energy appearing. So there should be no mission which absorbs the work. Only it absorbs the work. It cannot give heat supply. Only it takes the work and it won't convert into a heat supply. So there is such mission that we can call as a reversed PMM1. Okay. So this PMM1, perpetual motion mission of first kind. Perpetual means it is a continuously no machine cannot produce work without heat supply. So you want some output means there should be some input. Without input we cannot produce output. Okay, if it produces, that is called perpetual mission. Now there is another concept, that is till now we have discussed only closed systems. Then if you go to the open systems, if you go to the flow process, what is meant by flow process? So flow process means if there is a mass flow, across the system, across the boundary, then it is called as a open system. If there is a mass flow, if there is a mass transfer, across the system, then we can call it a open system. Okay. So in an open system, the example is steam turbines, nozzles, compressors, heat exchangers, all are open systems. In open systems, we can find flow process. For this flow process, so if you apply first law of thermodynamics, what is first law of thermodynamics? So Q equal to delta E plus W. Q equal to delta E plus W. What is delta E? This is called energy, internal energy. This energy is energy again. It is a this energy again. It is a three types of energy. So kinetic energy plus potential energy and some residual energy or internal energy. Okay. So internal energy, this energy is nothing but kinetic energy plus potential energy plus residual or internal energy. Okay. So like this. So in a open system, in a flow process, if you take energy means you have to take these three components. Okay. Now we'll see. So based on this first law of thermodynamics, how we can derive steady flow energy equation. Okay. How we can deal the flow process. So there is a system. So into this system, there is a fluid is flowing. There is some mass is flowing with velocity of initial velocity of u, with pressure of P and velocity of with velocity of V1. Okay, with internal energy of U1 with the pressure of P. Similarly, and it is and there is a heat supply of Q, and it is leaving with internal energy of U2, pressure of P2 and the velocity of V2. Okay. So this flow process, so as for mass, from conservation of mass, so input mass equal to output mass equal to m. So as for the first law of thermodynamics, if you apply for the first law of thermodynamics, so as for the energy conservation, as for energy balance, okay, input energy equal to output energy. What is input energy? Heat supply plus mass into U1 plus P1 by rho plus V1 square by 2 plus GZ1. So like similarly, M into U2 plus P2 by rho plus V2 square by 2 plus GZ2 plus work done. So this if you simplify, okay, dq by T plus M into, so U plus PV, this is U plus P by rho means PV. U plus PV is nothing but H plus V square by 2 plus G equal to M into H2 plus V2 square by 2 plus GZ2 equal to dW by T. So this equation we can call it the steady flow energy equation. This equation we can call it as steady flow energy equation, where H equal to enthalpy. Enthalpy is nothing but U plus PV or P by rho. Okay. So using the steady flow energization, again, we can simplify it as, so Q minus W equal to M into H2 minus H1 plus of C2 square or V2 square minus V1 square plus G into Z2 minus Z1. Okay. So like this, we can simplify this steady flow energy equation. So from the steady flow energy equation, so we can find the derivations for nozzle, throttle device, turbine and compression and heat exchangers. We'll see. In a steady flow equation where H is specific enthalpy and of C square equal to the kinetic energy and GZ is the potential energy. Okay. So H plus of C square we can take as a H naught. H naught is nothing but stagnation enthalpy. H naught is nothing but stagnation enthalpy. And assuming that Z2 minus Z1 is negligible. Okay. Input and output, it is taking at the same height. Okay, this we can convert this equation equal to Q minus W into M into H02 minus H01. So again, like this, we simplified this equation. So potential energy we neglected, and this enthalpy we converted into stagnation enthalpy. Q minus W equal to m into H02 minus H0. This is steady flow energy equation. This is a simplified form of steady flow energy equation. This equation we can apply to turbine. Suppose if it is a turbine, so there is a, if it is a turbine generally in for so in case of turbine, heat supply equal to 0. In case of a turbine, heat supply equal to 0. So therefore work done equal to sum into H01 minus H02. If it is a compressor, means compressor is a power absorbing machine. Compressor work done equal to minus of, since it is absorbing, we have to take minus sign, m into H02 minus H01. Turbine means H01 minus H02. Compressor means H02 minus H01. Like this, we can find out the work done with the help of a steady flow energy equation. Okay, so like this. So for steady flow process, there are using the steady flow process. So they developed different components. Those components are nozzles, diffusers, throttle devices, turbine, compressor, heat exchanger. These are all devices we are using for different applications. Nozzle we are using to increase the velocity. Diffuser we are using to reduce the velocity or increase the pressure. So throttle device we are using for expansion. That means reduction of pressure. A turbine we are using for power generation. A compressor we are using to increase the pressure. Heat exchanger we are using to heat transfer. Like this, each and every component, it had some specific application. And for these components, if you apply steady flow energy equation, what is the simplified form of steady flow energy equation for the specific component that we'll discuss in the next class? Okay, thank you.